Batman, a man who lost everything, who easily could have become one of the criminals he puts away. Yet his devotion to finding the goodness in humanity led him to strengthen not just his body, but his mind, and allowed him to walk among gods, who gave up a life of luxury for the selfless goal of keeping his people safe. Wonder Woman, the embodiment of female strength, who was raised to hate men, yet walks among them for the betterment of humanity. And Superman, an alien who has never known his home and has only known America, and has a deep respect for humanity and a desire to protect it, and a desire to suppress his own power, to keep himself in check, and to keep other people safe. These three characters, referred to many as the Holy Trinity of DC Comics. These characters have remained relevant for nearly 100 years and largely unchanged, and the reason for that is not their flashy superpowers or the movies that they've been in, but it is because they are symbols of goodness in humanity, embodying some of the best qualities we should all strive to have, and inspired hope in a time when it was desperately needed. A time of unrest, a time of financial struggle, war, and right now, we need comics more than we ever have. Literacy rates in America are falling so low. It's believed that over half of adults in America read at or below a 6th grade level. Social skills are getting worse. People don't know how to communicate with one another. People are losing touch with others. People don't understand each other, nor do they really care to. And it's a sad story that currently comic shops are not doing that great. I saw this Reddit post recently where the OP was talking about how in their major city that they live in, none of the local comic shops are stocking new comic books. And I find this concerning because comic books are a fantastic gateway for young readers. This is a problem. And it's not just a problem with the comic books themselves. Kids aren't reading comics, and I think a big reason for that is because kids just aren't reading in general. Another thing that's great about comics is that they break language barriers and give us the opportunity to experience another culture through the visual format. That's why manga has become so popular and taken off. And there are even American comic characters that have been adapted into manga because they have been able to touch those other parts of the world and break those language barriers. Superman himself is foreign to our world, but understands humanity and respects their strength and courage and wants to protect that with all of his power. And he does that by not using that power a lot of the time. We need comic books. Not just because they're fun entertainment, but because we need symbols who inspire people to find that goodness in themselves. And unfortunately, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of hatred in the world right now. In the social media age, people look up to individuals as inspiration, as role models. And I think that's a dangerous path to go down. Because people are flawed. People are not always what they say they are. And comic books can be a uniting force. People from all walks of life unite and join together for their love of comic books. We need people who can read between the lines, who can see beyond the superpowers and the flashy costumes, and understand why these characters have been relevant for as long as they have. To see the humanity that lies in a character like Superman, who is often talked about as completely unrelatable, as too overpowered. But I think Superman might agree with you. He is too overpowered. He doesn't view himself as better than any other human. And we need people to understand each other again. And to see beyond the superficial, beyond the spectacle, and just look at the heart and the soul and the people who inspired these characters. Because these characters, these symbols, were written by people. People who saw the goodness in others and wanted to inspire the best qualities of humanity. And that's why we need comic books. Because of the people they inspire, the people they unite and bring together, and the symbols that they inspire us as individuals to be in our everyday lives.